Green Bay Packers favored by 3.5 points, total at 47.5. I think that there is a little bit of forgetting with this line because it has looked so bad anytime the Miami Dolphins have gone into weather. And not even just the stuff from last year, because this team is playing a little bit better now as it goes on. But you think back to earlier this year when they went into Buffalo early in the season on that Thursday night and got just annihilated before Tua ended up having that very scary injury that he ended up having. I think that you do have to look at the trends and see that this is not a team that handles weather very well. It is going to be a night game in Lambeau. I've been watching football long enough to know that when we get to, basically any time of year, but certainly as Christmas decorations are going up, Mariah Carey is thawed off, and hey, look at this. It's a night game in Green Bay. That's going to be cold. It's going to be miserable. And Miami does not handle that all that well at all, which is why, again, I don't love the exposure I have to them on the today's ticket, but I do think that some of their guys are going to be good enough to at least one of them I think can bust off and hopefully be worth the money in that sense. But from an actual game standpoint, I have major concerns about Miami being able to move the football or just do anything at all. Now, I will say, I do think a lot of what happened last year is based off of the struggles that they were having and the injuries that they were having on the defensive side of the football, and those are cleaned up maybe a little bit, but I just have so many concerns about how this team handles cold weather, and so I am going to bet against it until they prove me wrong, and then maybe even then I'll bet against it again, just to be sure. On the Green Bay side of things, this is a team that has had some struggles this year, and they're coming off a very good win. Well, they're coming off of a win. Sorry, I have to let my cat jump up. There we go. They're coming off of a win here over. Hey, this is your kick debut, I think. Say hi to Bailey, everyone. That's Bailey. Hi. They're coming off of a win over the San Francisco 49ers. That when you stack it up, like they did blow them out. By the end of it, for sure. San Francisco was banged up. Significantly banged up. Like, just not a good football team in that game. And Green Bay kind of dribbled the air out of the basketball with that, and I think that's going to be the plan for this team going forward. But the passing game, it still hasn't clicked. Jordan Love hasn't looked good all season long, and they're still winning games, so that's really nice. But for me to fully buy into this team, I am going to need to see Jordan Love step it up a little bit more than we have seen from him so far this season. And the good thing is that they have a ton of talent around him, and Josh Jacobs is a beast. And I am happy as a Raider fan, for those new here, as a Raider fan, I am happy to see that Josh Jacobs is getting kind of his due out there now and really someone who is stepping up in a big time way for this football team and is getting to show everyone how good he is, especially after some of the weird usage out in Vegas this last season. So I think that he is going to have a good game. I think that the Packers, while I have bigger questions about them going forward, I do think that there is a team here that can at least beat Miami just based off of the weather. And so I didn't put this on my kind of betting sheet that we're going to put up here at the end, but I am going to add under 47.5 to this one as well for Green Bay. The reason I didn't click on it last night, I do still have a little bit of concern about the Green Bay defense. And while I do think that Miami's offense gets stuck in the snow, as we've seen a lot of people out here in Calgary get stuck in the snow, I think that we are going to see a team that has some issues offensively, but I just think Green Bay's defense isn't quite to the level that I want them to be at right now. And so I was a little hesitant on that, but the more I think about this and the more I think about the weather aspect, also the ball control for the Green Bay Packers, as like I said, they dribbled the air out of the ball in that game, and they came up with a few interceptions and stuff like that late to be able to really put that game away and add a few more points to it. But I think they're going to want to run the ball, take a lot of time off of the clock, and really grind this thing out. And so I think that is where, just based on the pace of play, I think this game goes under 47.5.